everyone. Nice to meet you. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to the Counseling Center. I'm Miss Abdel Majid, but you could just call me Miss A for short. I specialize, I'm the head social worker here, and I specialize in helping students. You know, I know this is a stressful time in your life, and it's pretty much my job to, you know, evaluate what's going on with you and help you work toward a goal of getting back on track.
Okay.
Before we start, I want to let you know everything you tell me is confidential unless I feel like you're going to harm yourself or harm others. Okay?
Okay.
And I want you to be besides that, I want you to be completely open and honest with me. Alright? And I want you to feel free to express how you're feeling, and I just want to let you know, I want you to give me feedback, okay? And ask questions. So if you're confused about anything, I know you're confused, or if you feel like, you know, we're working together at this, so feel like we're not in the right direction, let me know, because how you feel is most important, alright?
Okay.
So, let's get started. Alright, so Wade, how are you today?
It's been a busy day. Running around.
Okay. And, why did you feel like you needed to see a social worker?
My professor, Dr. Jones, I have a class with him, like a 9:30 class, and he kept on asking me to come here because he knows my grades been dropping, has been participating in class, haven't been talking as much, and I promised him I'll stop past, so I came here for a meeting.
So why do you feel like you're not being as active in class anymore?
I'm just really exhausted and tired and overwhelmed with all the work. You know, it's my senior year, I'm just trying to graduate. So I'm having a lot of stress.
And what specifically are you overwhelmed about?
The workload, I have a busy schedule. Also work at a uniform company, work weekend and nights.
Okay.
Try to fit all that in. And just like stuff with finances, boyfriends. No, I couldn't sleep at night. I also have like headaches and backaches. I'm just really tired.
So it's safe to say you're here for more than one reason.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's start with school, since that was a teacher that referred you to us. How often do you sleep?
Most of the time I go to sleep like 2 o'clock when I finish my work.
In the AM?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't even get I only get like 3 hours of sleep before I wake up.
Well, that's not good. You know, 8 hours of sleep is healthy, but I would say at least, you know, I know college students, it's crunch time, it's graduation time, but at least 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
So you might, you know, time management might be one thing we need to look at. Tell me more about your classes.
I have 18 credits this year.
So is that 6 classes you're taking?
Yes.
Alright.
And the hardest class is my research class. I don't understand the topics. I try to work with the office hours, but conflicts with my work hours and other classes.
So have you gotten a chance at all to speak with your teacher?
Once or twice. And I still was confused. I've been turning assignments late, getting bad grades on the tests, on the exams, on the papers. I've just been really stressed out. And with other classes, it's just keeping up with the workload and turning in papers late, coming in class late, missing notes. So,
have you considered tutoring?
I have, but with my schedule, but I have talked to professors. Yeah.
And what about a study group? Like getting together with a few other students in your class and maybe just doing work together or studying together for tests?
I've been kind of distanced from everybody.
And why do you feel like you're being distant? Is it the stress?
Yes, I feel like a little depressed with all this stress. It's just too overwhelming for me. I really don't want to deal with other people and, you know, be involved.
What specifically is making you depressed? Is it just the school?
It's just like the fear of not graduating on time.
Okay.
I really want to graduate on time.
Yeah.
And with the struggles with classes and assignments, it's just not looking good right now.
But so far you're on track, correct?
Yes, and if I had to, I can take summer classes, but I really want to graduate on
Really
time.
want to graduate in May, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would say that graduating on time is definitely important.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to jeopardize your health though, so you know, we can take it a little slower, we can take it a little slower, okay?
Yeah.
Definitely should get together with a teacher or a counselor, maybe you get some extra credit so you can make sure you pass the class this semester so you don't have to go to summer school.
Okay.
If not extra credit, then definitely make sure you make time to get some help from the teacher so you won't be, so you can pass in the rest of your tests this semester and see where you are at the end of the semester. Hopefully we can find a way for you to pass all your classes and graduate on time because I know that's a big concern for you.
Okay.
So let's talk about your health issues. You're not sleeping and you're having headaches, backaches.
Yeah. I get frequent headaches, like all the time. My back's hurting. I don't get enough sleep. You know, I make quick food. I do fast food.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a lot. I feel like I'm always on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something to do. So.
I don't know. I mean, we've all been there before. I had to be a senior in college at one point. I know how it is. Have you seen a physician? Are you having a sleeping disorder, or is it just you're not getting to bed on time? So you're in that you have to wake up early, so you're just not getting any sleep whatsoever.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how do you feel about this year so far?
I don't feel confident at all. Like I'm doubting myself, even if I can go to grad school now.
And why do you feel like you can't go to grad school?
I feel like I'm struggling now. What am I gonna do when I get to grad school?
Have you sat down with an advisor and talked about your long-term goals?
My freshman year I have. Ever
Mm-hmm.
since then, no.
So now that you're a senior, you don't feel like you need to sit down and maybe talk about your education after graduation?
I think that would be a smart move to make, but I just never made the choice to
The
do
time
it.
to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. What else is going on with you?
I also been having financial problems. I pay my bills on time,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have any extra money. I'm always broke. I can't go out to do nothing. I don't really have a social life anymore.
Why do you feel like you don't have is it just the money is the reason why you don't have a social life?
Also my friends, they're like drifting off. You know, I'll call them over sometimes and just make excuses for that they can't come over. They don't really want me around, I guess, a little bit.
Why do you feel like they don't want you around?
It's just, I can tell, like, with the different moods and stuff, and the way they sound, and it's just, it's too much for me.
And why do you think that, do you think there's a reason why they don't want you around?
I think it's, maybe me stressing out, and then my schedule, so I'm super busy. And then when I get free time, I just want to, like, sleep and relax, but...
Right, so you don't really have time for your friends right now.
Yeah.
And when you do, you're not really in the mood because you're so tired. Is what you're saying, maybe? Okay. So, what about support? Don't you feel like you need your friends for support?
They can be used, because I just broke up with my boyfriend. We've been fighting a lot. But I do go to church every Sunday. At least I try to. That helps me some way.
Your spiritual...
Your spiritual needs and stuff like that.
Help you out. Okay. And you and your you said you and your boyfriend just broke up?
Yes. We've been dating for 4 years. He stayed with me for about 3 years. Then he moved out.
This is recent?
Yes. And I've been struggling with finances because I've been used to him like paying half the... Yes. But it's just, we couldn't take anymore. Like, we was fighting so much. And it stressed me out even more. We just decided, you know, maybe we should take a break. He should move on, or... You know.
So what were some of your arguments about?
He just didn't understand. He's not a college student. He just works.
Mm-hmm.
So when I try to explain stuff, he just doesn't understand. He's always complaining I don't have enough time for him.
Right, he doesn't understand. So what you're saying is he doesn't really understand your school needs
Yes.
and how much pressure you're under right now. You feel like he doesn't understand that.
Yes, he trying to like minimize or downplay it. Like everybody goes to this. You should be fine. It's not that hard.
But it really is that hard for you right now. Did you guys consider counseling?
We're just trying to like stop the arguments and kind of like relax a little bit, take a break. We haven't really discussed counseling.
Is this somebody you want to be back with, or is this somebody you're done with?
Yes.
So you feel at the end of the day that's who you want to be with?
Yes.
So is it safe to say an ideal situation would be him moving back in?
Yes, that also have with finances. As long as we don't fight, that's the big concern.
So what if he doesn't move back in? As far as financially, would you ever consider having a roommate?
The only thing about roommate, I don't know who I can trust to move in. My friends been drifting off. They have their own places.
Right.
So I don't know who I can trust to move in, make sure like my stuff don't get stolen, make sure they're responsible enough to even pay the bills on time.
Right.
So.
Alright. And what about, you haven't thought about maybe moving somewhere less expensive now that you're by yourself? Because you did say did you say it was a 2-bedroom?
Yes.
Okay, so did you consider maybe getting a 1-bedroom or moving back on campus, or was there any other options for you?
I haven't just sat down and thought about it. I've been just going day by day, basically.
Alright. As far as your social life, how often do you get a chance to get out?
I got out once this semester.
Okay.
And that's it.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I enjoyed myself for the first 30 minutes, then I was ready to leave because I was tired.
Okay.
So it was kind of fun, but not really for everybody else.
Alright, I see this reoccurring issue of you being tired. I really feel like sleeping is a big part of the issue at whole. It kind of connects to everything else. You're not sleeping, so you're not focused on your work. You're not sleeping, so you're not having enough, energy to do your work. You're not sleeping, so you're stressed. So sleep seems to be a big component. And that's because sleep is very important. And, you're a pretty young lady. You should get out more. It's not that, it's not too late. Getting out is healthy. Getting out is gonna keep you, you can't just sit in a ball in the house when you have free time. When you have free time, you need to get out, you need to see your friends. That's healthy at this age for you. Okay? I would say so far, some of your issues are time management.
Yes.
Okay. You're having issues with your schoolwork. Your long-term goals.
Okay.
Social life. Would you agree?
Yes.
You're very distant. I would say, what about relationship? Have you considered dating anyone else?
No, he's the only person I would consider dating at this time. There has been some other issues. I don't really talk about it much, but like sexual issues.
What kind of sexual issues?
Since he moved out, I don't really fulfill my sexual needs, and when he is around, it's just like I'm so tired, so I don't feel like the mood, and I just don't reproduce the necessary needs for it.
So you're just not feeling intimate?
No, at all.
So why is this a concern?
It's just really stressed for us, and we were kind of, we stayed together, so we was kind of used to having regular sexual activity.
And now you're feeling kind of...
stuck, I'm tense, and he's frustrated, so I'm frustrated, we're all frustrated.
So how do you handle being sexually frustrated?
I don't handle it. Lately, I have been drinking some.
Drinking? Any other?
Um, it's smoking.
Smoking what?
Marijuana, just occasionally.
Okay. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just listening. So you've been drinking. How often would you say you drink?
At least 2 times a day.
2 times a day?
Yes.
And you don't feel as though that's excessive?
It's an increase from what I'm used to, but it just helps me unwind and relax a little bit more.
Okay. And do you feel like it's becoming a problem?
Yes, because spending extra money I actually don't have.
On drinking.
And people can smell it on my pores. You know, I don't have time to really groom a lot.
You don't have time to groom a lot?
No.
Are you taking showers daily?
I do that, but like washing hair, taking time to pick out outfits, I just throw on stuff. So
So
just stuff like that.
So you need a little bit more me time.
Yes.
Okay. And the drinking, you starting to see that as a problem, you say?
I think people can like kind of smell it sometimes when they're around me.
That means
So,
it's
yes.
a little excessive.
Yes.
Okay, and what about the smoking? How often do you smoke?
I would say 4 times a week.
4 times a week?
Yes.
When do you have time to smoke?
Most of the time I do it at nighttime before I go to sleep.
So does it help you sleep?
Somewhat, but I still have problems.
So would you say you're kind of becoming dependent on the alcohol and drugs?
Yeah, you can say that. I really didn't think of it that way.
Okay. Do you want to stop?
Yeah. I think it will help me to reduce.
And you say you want to get back with your boyfriend, correct?
Yes.
Is he a drinker?
No, doesn't drink. He occasionally drinks, but he's not a drinker.
Does he smoke?
From here, now, yeah, just a couple times.
It's going to be a problem if you're trying to quit if you have someone in your life who does it around you all the time.
I haven't, this is my first time smoking. I haven't really smoked until this semester. So he really understands that. So he won't pressure me into doing it.
Okay. All right, moving on. So far we have, you need a little bit more me time.
Mm-hmm.
We have the drinking and the alcohol. We have the health issues with your headaches and not enough sleep, and that's all a health issue. Problems with your schoolwork and long-term goals, and also your social life and your friends. And you're not getting enough sexual activity, and that's making you very frustrated, correct?
Yes.
Would you say we've missed anything?
And also my dad. We're close.
Okay.
So he calls, and I really don't feel comfortable telling him about my living conditions.
And why don't you feel comfortable if you guys are close?
I feel like he's going to question me and then feel like I'm not responsible enough and I shouldn't move into the apartment. I just feel like there's going to be extra stuff to worry about.
Okay.
And then he's kind of stingy with his money, so he's like, tell me how much money you need, you on a budget, you get this amount, I have to pay you back. So it's just extra
Stress on him because he's not just going to, so you're saying he wouldn't just give you the money without it being the third degree?
No, since my senior year, he's trying to teach me responsibility.
Right.
So everything I get from him, I have to pay back.
And you don't really have the funds to pay him back right now. And is it safe to say you don't really want him to know that you're struggling?
Yeah. Throughout life, I've been like a high achiever. He pushed me that way. So just for him to see me struggle, it's just, he'll push me extra hard.
Okay. All right. So, When's the last time you spoke with your father?
2 days ago.
And what did you mention that your boyfriend moved out, or you're working too much, or does he know about the stress you're going through?
He knows about the boyfriend moving out, but he thought that was a good thing because he didn't know like the whole situation. He just knew we was arguing, so he thought maybe it's a good thing.
That's for the best.
Yes. He doesn't know about my grades dropping.
Okay.
He doesn't know about my finances. I tell him, I have money. I pay my bills on time. I think that's what he's mostly worried about. So, basically, yeah.
Alright, I feel like we need to start. Do you feel like that's the last issue?
Yeah. That I know of.
Okay. Well, we're working together, so if anything else comes up in your mind, feel free to just, add it in there. I'm just trying to, jot down all the things at hand, because, there's a lot of components to your stress, and my number one thing is to relieve your stress and to have you, succeeding in school, finishing this year, and finishing it on time. That's a major goal for us, okay?
Okay.
A major goal is to finish school on time. Also, I think another goal we need to set is coming to see me. At least, I know you're busy once every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Would you say that you could fit me in once every 2 weeks?
I can look at my work schedule and I can give you a call back tomorrow.
Okay. As far as finances, we need to develop some type of plan because you can't be living check to check. That in itself is stressful.
Yeah, I don't really like to live like this. This is not what I'm used to at all.
Okay. Okay, so let's start setting some goals. Okay. Number one, you need to start going to bed early. Do you think that you can start going to bed earlier?
Maybe if I get my assignments done, maybe earlier.
Okay.
That way I don't have to stay up late to finish late stuff or stuff that's due the next day.
Okay, how about getting your assignments done when they're assigned and not waiting till the last minute so you're rushing and staying up all night and not getting rest?
Okay, I can try to do that.
So how about when you first get an assignment, let's make it even more clear. When you first get an assignment, start on it within 24 hours, if you have the time.
Okay.
Would you say that's reasonable?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Just start on it with it. If it's a paper and it's due in 2 weeks, at least look over your directions. You know what I mean? At least know what you're going to do. Don't wait till 2 weeks later, the day before, and you try to bust out a 20-page paper. You know what I mean? Because I know how those papers can be your senior year. What about making more time for yourself? Can you decrease the work hours, or is it like you have to work so many demanding hours?
I was just trying to make extra money. I can talk to my manager and see if they can maybe just do me weekends and maybe Friday and Thursday nights. Right.
What about budgeting? How is your budgeting? Do you think maybe you can write out how much money you make a week, or you get paid every 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, and like jot down your rent, how much money you spend on food, how much money you spend on transportation for your gas and your car, any other type of fees, and see if we can come up with some type of budget plan where there's still money left for you.
Okay.
For your social life or emergencies. You can't be without, money that's not healthy. What if something happens?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. What about housing? Do you think maybe sometime really soon you could speak with your ex-boyfriend and see if he's willing to move back in?
Yeah, I can talk to him. Because we need to talk anyway, so I can talk to him.
And then if not, and if he doesn't move in, maybe we can work towards finding you a reliable roommate. Okay. I think sometime soon you need to sit down with an advisor and start making some long-term plans.
Okay.
And by the next time we meet, can you come back to me and let me know what you discussed with your advisor? Because you have 2 weeks before the next time you see me.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you say you could also talk to your boyfriend before the 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And what about, you think maybe you can budget before the 2 weeks also?
I can do most of it. I can say I can do most of it.
Okay. Don't overexhaust yourself, I'm just saying. Another thing I've thought about is food stamps. You might be eligible for food stamps, and that might definitely take a burden off of some of your expenses.
Do you know how much average college students get for food stamps?
I don't know personally, but I can contact Tanif for you. I can set up an appointment for you. I know some people who work over there in Petersburg Social Services. Okay? Would you like me to make a call for you?
Yes.
Actually, I could probably make a call right now. I know my friend's desk number. Was that okay with you?
Yeah.
Alright, let me make a call for you. Hey, Mrs. Taylor. How are you? I'm good. You recognized my voice, didn't you? I've been alright. They're fine. How are your kids? Oh, that's great. Well, my purpose for contacting you today was I have a student here at Virginia State University, and I'm wondering if I can get her an appointment because she needs to figure out if she's eligible for food stamps. Okay? You said she can just come and walk into social services between 8 and 5. You're there? She doesn't need an appointment? Oh, okay. Alright. Her name is Tatiana Oring. You're a senior, correct?
Yes.
She's a senior. Yes, she has a job. Okay. Alright, well thank you. I appreciate it. You're always looking out for me and my student. Okay. Alright, we're going to talk soon. Text me, okay? Alright. Bye-bye. She says, she's there between 8 and 5. She just takes her lunch break around 12. They take walk-ins. But it might take a little longer. But they take walk-ins. I didn't want to give you a set appointment because I know you're busy and you have to coordinate with your class schedule and also your work schedule.
Are they open up on Fridays?
They're open up every Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. She personally takes her lunch break at 12 o'clock, she says, from 12 to 12:30. And she says when you walk in, you can personally ask for her and tell them that I referred you and she will sit you down. She says as long as you have a job, you probably will be eligible for food stamps.
Do I need to bring any paperwork or?
Bring proof of where you work, proof of residence, pay stub, your ID, and I'm sure from you guys can work everything out from there.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, so let's go through some of these steps again. One of the steps we identified is for you to go to bed earlier. How do you feel about that?
As long as I get my assignments done early, I think that is possible. I think maybe going to sleep around 12 instead of 2, even though it's not a big change, is something.
We can start there. You could definitely start there. How about getting your work done early? Do you feel like that is achievable instead of waiting till the last minute? It's just all a part of time management.
Yeah, the way you explain it, I think that'll be easier for me anyways. That way, if I need help on assignment, I can get to them early.
Okay. And what about making time for yourself? Do you feel like that's something you can do?
Maybe like an extra 30 minutes. Is
Grooming,
yes.
spending on your hair, spending on your outfit. I'm telling you, it's probably gonna bring up your spirits a little bit.
Yeah.
Feeling good about yourself, you know? What about speaking with your ex? You think you can do that sometime soon? Discussing and moving back in, even if you guys sleep in separate bedrooms.
Yeah, actually, I can do that tomorrow.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's perfect. And if not, you think you can start getting on a roommate search so you have some type of, if you don't decide to move in, you have some type of prospects for a roommate by the next time we meet, and we can work together from there on choosing a roommate for you.
Do you know some effective ways to find roommates? Can I like add some social medias or like post something in dorms? Or
I don't feel like social media is the way to go, but definitely there are students who inquire with the housing department here at Virginia State. You can go in there as well. I'm sure they have a list of students who are looking for housing. I'm sure they'll give it to you with no issue. If they do have an issue, you just contact me. I'll speak with the housing department because there's always students looking for housing, always students on a waiting list. And I'm sure, you know, once you guys split the rent, you know, it's within the budget.
Okay.
Okay, what about your classes? That's a big concern for me. Have you considered tutoring?
Maybe I can, I have some of my classmates' numbers. Maybe I get in contact with them and just meet in a group, maybe after class, or maybe one day we free and stuff.
Yeah, just one day a week. You know, start with one day a week. I think, you know, at least if you start there, you probably could be more productive with some help where you lack the information for something they may know, and vice versa, and just work together to get your assignments done. That was always very helpful for me when I was in college. Okay. How about trying to get at least 3 square meals a day, and we already worked on me time, and we already worked on sleep. So what about eating healthier, your eating habits?
Maybe for breakfast, you know, I'm kind of in a rush. Maybe I can grab like an orange, like a water, or some cereal, something fast. Lunch, I can do. Dinner, maybe I can just prepare myself, maybe thaw out some meat, like the next morning or something like
A
that.
vegetable, a starch, eating healthier, okay?
Yes.
Alright, and we're going to get you at least to apply for food stamps whenever you have a chance to go up to social services, okay?
Okay.
And let me know how that goes. If you don't get accepted for food stamps, which I'm quite positive you will, we'll work towards some other, excuse me, it's been a long day. We'll work towards some other ways to get you some type of funds you need to get all your resources so you're not living check to check, okay? So is there anything you feel will help toward aiding you in coping with your academic demands?
I think maybe talking to my friends more, maybe just calling them up, maybe just to talk will help. Maybe working problems out with my ex-boyfriend, because we were close, so maybe that'll help too. And you know, being in groups, classmates, they probably understand more than anybody else. So maybe talking to them while I'm in the groups too.
So you do think that working in a group would be effective?
Yes.
And you do feel as though maybe having more communication with your ex is a good thing?
Yes.
Okay. And what about your expenses with college? You think maybe you could talk to your dad just about the expenses with college, for college?
Yeah, because I'm kind of concerned about how I'm going to pay for books next semester. So
You
maybe
don't feel like that's something your family would want to help you with?
I'm pretty sure they would.
Okay.
So I can talk to him about it.
Okay. Start being more open to your dad about your financial situation. I think that would be healthy.
Yeah.
You think that would be healthy?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something you like to do? Be more open and honest with him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It seems like I don't know how to say this. It seems like, you know, you're so bright, you know, and you have such a promising future. And I want you to kind of start looking at the glass as not half empty, but half full, you know. Don't let these classes, you know, hurt your spirits. Just think of it as another challenge and another obstacle in your way to get to, you know, graduation. You're almost there. Don't think you're going to drop out, you're going to fail. Think about how far you've made it already. That should make you proud of yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
You shouldn't look at this time in your life as something that you can't handle. You can handle it. You've been handling it. It's just, you know, you're getting toward the end of the year, the end of your time here, and I think you're just kind of experiencing a little anxiety. But like I said, the glass is half full, not half empty. You made it already, okay? So you just got to finish your final touches on this, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. On the one hand, I'm concerned because you feel like your relationship is not healthy with him.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, you want him to move back in. So, I have a suggestion that I'd like you to consider, okay? I suggest that you and him, if you are going to move back in with each other, seek some type of counseling. You guys can come to me. You guys can go to the counseling center and get another counselor. It doesn't matter. You guys can talk to your pastor. You said you're very connected with the church. You guys can sit and talk to your pastor, whatever you're most comfortable with.
Okay.
But before you move back in to the same unhealthy relationship, I think it would be beneficial for some type of counseling.
I can talk to him about that tomorrow also.
Okay. Do you think that counseling would be beneficial?
It's a way for us to communicate a little bit better. So yeah.
You think communication is something you need to work on?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we got a lot of things done today.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get together for at least 3 more sessions. Do you feel like 3 sessions, you could at least grant me that?
Yes. So I'm already kind of seeing a little progress, how I'm thinking. So yes, that can work out.
All right. Any questions do you have for me?
Do you have a business card or?
I do. Here.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry about it. You can call me.
Okay.
I'm here between 9 and 4. I don't stay till 5 like the rest of the campus. I usually take lunch around 1 to 1:30. I take walk-ins. My door is always open. So if you're ever on campus, you're feeling like you just need to talk to somebody, come in, okay?
Okay.
If I'm in an appointment, I'll tell you have to come back. But most of the time, I'm in here by myself just doing work, and I'm always willing to help a student, okay? Tatiana, you're going to be fine. I mean,
I hope so.
All your issues that you're experiencing, we all go through these things at a certain point in time. I'm really concerned about your sleeping. I really want you to go to bed earlier, okay? I want to make sure that you call that boyfriend of yours or ex-boyfriend or whatever and figure some stuff out, okay? Also, don't forget to see her for and apply for food stamps.
Okay.
Because if we can get you some food stamps, that could really
Get
take some of the burden off of you. At least it'll handle your eating expenses, and then that money could go towards something else. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No. I'll probably call you or stop past the office to let you know when I can make the next appointment.
Okay.
So.
And how are you feeling now that we've discussed all these things and you got these things off your chest?
A little relieved. Yeah, just a little relieved.
Alright, so when would you like to set the next appointment? Today's the 5th.
You said 2 weeks. Give me about the 13th. But I'm gonna call and confirm that for you this week too.
13th. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. Alright, it was really nice meeting you, Tatiana. I really appreciate you coming today. I really want to keep up on these goals that we've established, sleeping more and everything, and let me know how all these goals that we set have been working for you the next time I see you, okay?
Okay.
Alright, and don't forget the budget and everything,
I
okay?
won't.
When you get around to it, don't overexhaust yourself whenever you get a chance.
Okay.
Alright, it was great meeting you.
You too.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You have a good one.
Okay.
This way.